Rahu in the fourth house. The fourth house tells us about our psychology, mental health slash mental state. The fourth house is about our homes, vehicles, mother, etc. Whereas Rahu is about weird, unusual, unconventional, uncommon things that are bad. Rahu shows who cheats us, snakes us, lies to us, lies on our name. Rahu shows us the foreign or exotic stuff that we aren't accustomed to seeing. I'll start with vehicles. Since Rahu shows us the things we aren't accustomed to seeing, this occurs with the vehicles you obtain in this lifetime. Maybe the vehicles you drive as well. You know how some people borrow vehicles from others? Well, the exotic effect presented by Rahu is done through the country or USA state you were born in. For example, if you were born anywhere in Japan, most people living in Japan drive or have Japanese owned vehicles like a Toyota. What Rahu does is you would be one of the few people that drive a foreign owned vehicle model. Rahu increases the chances of you driving a legit exotic vehicle like a Mercedes or Ferrari. I tested this stuff out. On the flip side, Rahu can still give you one of the worst types of vehicles. Let's use the being born in Japan scenario again. What if you end up owning or driving a Japanese or a vehicle that is common or in the country or USA state you were born in? Then Rahu can give you a vehicle that looks bad or has lots of internal issues, like the door might be hanging or something. You know how some of our friends always buy used vehicles and the vehicles be breakup? Most likely, though, the first Japanese scenario will play out where you drive the exotic vehicles. Another thing that Rahu can do is make the transportation you own be unconventional. For example, most people drive four-door cars, SUVs, a truck, whereas you may be someone that uses a tricycle, a tow truck, a four-wheeler, bicycle. How you treat or take care of your vehicles will be unusual as well, almost bad like. Maybe you don't clean your car, so it often looks dirty. Lastly, regarding vehicles, you obtain vehicles through unusual ways. For example, others go to a company that sells vehicles and try them out, whereas you may just buy a vehicle from off Facebook or something. I wouldn't know the exact way. It may be just buying a used vehicle, I don't know. Let me discuss your home situation. The fourth house affects any home or residence that you stay at, no doubt. Now, when you bring Rahu into the midst, your home environments are bad, straight up. It might not even be due to what's going on in your household. You may live in a condominium or an apartment. Then you have these bad neighbors living right next to you that affects your living experience. Obviously, you won't think your home environment is unusual when compared to others, but if you were to bring a friend over, they won't say it, but in the back of their mind, they would be like, something isn't right. I'm not used to this. If you have a girlfriend or boyfriend over and they don't like staying by you, this Rahu placement can be a reason why. Maybe you have animals all over the place. A placement like this too can make you a bad neighbor. Now, how you get a home, whether it's you paying for a lease slash rent or actually buy a property, how you do so won't happen in a traditional way. I can't give a legit example, so a good guess would be like someone having to pay for rent without any contractual agreement. Another is someone having to move in with friends or family members after being kicked out of a house by a boyfriend or girlfriend. A third example would be someone living in a foster home or a homeless center. Actually, I do know a good example of how Rahu in the fourth house can make someone's home situation be like. I knew a guy that stayed in this place, right? It's a big house, but he isn't a relative of the family that lives there. He is just close friends with the family's son. So his friend made him stay at the house. He stayed in basically a room. Yeah, a guy with children only stayed in a room. I know a better example in regards to getting a home or a vehicle. Very likely it involves mortgages, loans, or car notes would be involved. Rahu increases your chances of having foreign settlement in this lifetime. The relationship you have with your mothers would be bad as well, or at least unusual. You may not think nothing of it, but outsiders can see how you and your mother doesn't share a typical mother-child relationship. I wouldn't know what makes it so weird though. Perhaps you and your mother don't like each other? Question mark. There is a there is actually a great possibility you and your mother can have a bad relationship due to your mother becoming the human embodiment of what Rahu represents, which is lying and cheating. She does the lying and cheating to you, so oftentimes you may not trust your mother. Additionally, your mother might look or dress in a way that an average person won't, more so on the bad side though. If you live with your mother, then she can be the cause as to why you feel where you live at is so bad. Your mother can have a different ethnicity than you or abides by a different culture, which increases the chances of having a stepmother. For example, an Egyptian mother can move over to Canada with her family. Then her children becomes more aligned with Canada's culture. As a result, making you and the mother be different towards each other. Let me talk about how Rahu can affect your emotions and mental state. Rahu can make you have increased hallucinating thoughts. How you express your emotions would be done so unusually. On top of that, during Rahu Antardashas, the bad mental health side of Rahu can come out, which makes you very prone to having negative thoughts rather than positive thoughts, which can drastically affect your mental health to the point you may be like, why do I feel this way all of a sudden? The mental health issues won't be drastic, it's just that you will often notice how you feel depressed randomly or sad. Nothing to make you panic. I wonder if criminals or scammers tend to have Rahu in the fourth house because we know those people tend to have bad thoughts and emotions. Rahu Rahu here can increase having psychopathic traits because we know Rahu represents lying and psychopaths lie with their emotions. I actually forgot to mention the fourth house deals with household appliances like a refrigerator. I won't say that it gives you the bad products. I think Rahu can give a person fancy and rare home items, such as a Samsung refrigerator, people with king sized beds, homes with the marble tiles. You know how a house looks inside and out after it gets renovated? The products look new, and you can tell you just got things shipped in from overseas. I think at the same time, it can give a beautiful home on the inside, but there will be something that makes your home appliances be unusual to outsiders. The unusual attributes that Rahu gives would either be seen through appearance or when using it. In Japan, for example, they have different plumbing systems. I remember watching an iCarly movie called I Go to Japan. Man, they didn't understand how any of those things in Japan worked. This is how outsiders will view your household appliances, vehicles, and homes, even your emotions, perhaps. Anyways, follow me on the other apps. There will be more videos to come.